Man, we back, recording, coming to y'all. Oh, yeah. It's your favorite program, the Coach and Bo SportsCast. And now, your host, starting at host from Gulfport, Mississippi. He is the Coach.
Coach.
And across from me, all the way from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
He is about standing 6'2", 150 pounds soaking wet. Average is about 21 minutes a game. No points.
Oh, Coach.
No, I'm just kidding. My co-host, Mr. Boat, is here.
Woo!
Episode 7, man. Coach and Bo SportsCast coming live, man. Live and direct, man.
It is great to be back, Coach.
Amazing sports weekend on this beautiful Monday evening. Coming to you guys to bring you all the latest in the sports world.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What we got lined up, man?
Well, first, we're going to hit y'all with something new.
What is
This is the pilot episode of a soap opera in Dallas.
New wrinkles. Here we go.
This past weekend, quarterback Dak Prescott
Dakota
did everything in his power to keep his starting spot.
Everything.
He threw for 319 yards.
Tell him about it.
2 touchdown passes.
Tell him about it.
No interceptions.
0.
However, owner Jerry Jones
Grumpy old man.
might have something up his sleeve.
What are you doing?
We're going to play this little sound bite where he discusses Dak Prescott's play and how this might affect his starting spot, or if Tony Romo might have something to say about that. Play that for me, Coach.
Yes.
Well, I think that the longer he plays like this, the more we have a chance to have another win. And everybody here wants to do only really one thing, is win. And there's nobody that would introduce any other issue or any other consideration other than do whatever it takes to win the game. So today, to be able to come out of here with a win doesn't just obliterates any thought about any of the issues that you might have as to who's out on the field.
That was Jerry Jones giving his outlook on the quarterback situation in Dallas. Coach,
Yes.
what you think is going to happen?
What I think is going to happen or what I think should happen?
Go ahead and give me both.
What I think is going to happen is, they're going to keep – I don't think they're going to ever give us a straight answer. I think, especially not from Jerry, especially given his relationship with Tony. I don't think he's just ever going to just come out and flat out say that, it's not Tony's job anymore. It's just
You saw how choice he was with his words.
yeah. He's saying it's just that was just a blanket statement. I feel what I think should happen is they should just put reassurance behind Dak that it's his job. He's earned it. He's got if you could you're a play away from being undefeated. Basically with this rookie quarterback. So. I mean, what I think they should come out and say, hey, it's his job. But, they're not going to do that. But, just as long as, they're not, tinkering anything, as long as, they can say whatever they want. But I don't know. I don't think they'll ever just come out and just, say it's not Tony's job anymore.
Right. I would agree. I hate it for Dak. I mean, the kid's done everything possible to gain the job.
Yes.
For you to just say it's yours. Don't worry about Tony coming back. I mean, he is, definitely in the MVP race.
Yeah.
He's been putting up the numbers. He doesn't turn the ball over like Tony Romo does.
14 TDs, only 2 picks.
2 picks. And we saw the fumble in the first opening drive.
Yeah. But
we also were able to see how he responded. And he responded
took some shots, fumble and didn't blink. That's just, extreme confidence that his teammates also reiterate whenever they speak to the media. Right. I mean, it's just...
And then you saw the 2 drives in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
Led them on touchdowns. and didn't even have to get a touchdown that last drive. They could have settled for a field goal, but they went ahead and
Zeke said it parted like the Red Sea, and he just
took it to the house.
Galloped to the end zone, man. And that's a guy who I believe on our show I don't know if we've overlooked Zeke, but I don't think we've talked him up enough. But
we haven't talked about him enough.
Yeah, man, that's
1,000 rushing yards already.
Yeah, and I feel like he would have did it behind any O-line, but the fact that you put him behind the best one in football,
special stuff,
just even more, great production being shown. Especially it's like a cheat code. Give him the best offensive line. I like watching these two guys. These two young guys. I'm not a Cowboys fan by no stretch of the imagination, but
same here.
I find,
fan.
Yeah, I'm a Packers fan. We below 500. We not gonna speak about that, but I find enjoyment watching these guys play every Sunday. So.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get on Jerry Jones for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about Mr. Jerry.
What more does Dak Prescott have to do just for you to say this is his job?
Man.
The kid he's balling and he's giving you something. He's giving you the big play ability. We saw that with the Dez Bryant pass for the 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah. I give Jerry some credit. Jerry showed up at Dak's post-game presser. I saw a Dallas media member tweet out, this is the first time Jerry, showed up to a post-game presser. And he was just, smiling ear to ear for Dak. But, I feel like you can give the kid.
You can give Tony back out there. You can hear it in his words.
Yeah, he won't come out and flat out take a stance, but I think he's got too good of a relationship with Tony, and he definitely doesn't want to, put anything in the back of the mind of Dak, who I don't think it would affect him anyway, but, you don't want to take chances with a rookie quarterback's confidence, although Dak exudes the highest level of confidence, but I just don't know. I think he's found himself in a precarious position also, but
do you think if Dak would have lost this game, Romo starting this week?
I feel like it'll just open the floodgates, and because he's going to be active next week as the backup quarterback. I just felt like that would open the floodgates. I felt like that when he fumbled the ball in the first.
Same here.
In the first, was it the first quarter?
It was the first quarter.
I felt that way. I said, "Oh, here they come." They finna just start bashing them and say we put Tony in, but
exactly.
If they'd have lost this one, I feel like it would have opened the door for those Tony Romo people to say, well, hey, look, he can't be doing this in the big games, blah, blah, blah. Got to go back to Tony. But, he pulled out yet another win, showed more guts. So, I mean,
right. If I was a betting man, I would bet that we will see Tony Romo sooner than later.
You think so?
I think so. Unless Dak Prescott keeps winning.
I've looked at the second half of their schedule. It's not too daunting either.
That's good.
You play the Redskins again. That's going to be a tough one, but you get them at home.
Okay.
You play the Giants again in New York. That's going to be a revenge.
That's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be a revenge game.
Mm-hmm.
You play the Vikings, who look like fool's gold now.
I'm about to say they're on the downward spiral.
Mm-hmm. You
with
play
3 straight losses.
Yeah, you play the Ravens next week.
Okay.
And I think the Lions are on there also.
That could be an interesting matchup. The Lions, they've looked good at times.
Yeah, it could be. I said Redskins. Yeah, I said Redskins on Thanksgiving Day. How many games was that? Was that 5 or 6?
I was like, I want to say
I said Ravens, Giants, Redskins, Eagles. You get the Eagles again.
Mm-hmm.
Lions, and Vikings.
Okay.
That's 6 games. So. It's not too daunting, but
it's not.
And a lot of these are teams he's beaten already. So
definitely winnable opponents. So
yeah, and people said once the film gets out on him, he's not going to be able to play. Well, hey, he's 8-1 against a very tough Steelers defense. Very tough Steelers defense. So I mean, he's gone up against the toughest of defenses, and he's got pulled the W's out. So I mean,
we'll see.
I'm eager to see it. And Zeke, as long as Zeke is running the way he is, Man, I
We'll
don't
definitely see what happens.
know.
But if I was a betting man, I just feel like the second Dak takes a L, we might see some Romo. Just based off the interviews
I think
from
it
Jerry
depends.
Jones.
You know what? Let me throw this in. I think it depends on the style of L. If it's an L where he plays good, but, for whatever reason, sort of like the Giants game, the first game of the season, if for whatever reason, they don't pull it out, I think he will hang on to the job. If he has a bad game and they lose, then I think that's when the Romo factor might come into play.
Right. He's almost in the same situation Brock Osweiler was in last year, but with Osweiler, he didn't look impressive all the time, which kept that window open for Peyton Manning to slide back through, and that's how he got his spot back. But right now, Dak is slamming the door. It ain't no crease, no crack, nowhere for Romo to slide in.
No, it shouldn't be at all.
Well, that is all we have right now on the Cowboys. Coming up, it was a crazy Saturday of college football.
Oh, yeah, man. Crazy. A lot of shake-up.
A lot of L's taken that we honestly didn't expect to see.
A lot of Jordan cry-face memes.
Man.
This weekend.
So we'll have more on the playoff implications, and we'll talk about some Heisman talk as well coming back.
At Clemson. All the way and good. Right through. And the Hawkeyes have stunned the Wolverines. Michigan unbeaten no more.
A one-loss Washington team. And that should do it. The USC Trojans win it 26-13. And for the record, Pat Hayden was right.
We back, man. Yeah, you just heard them sound bites from from the losers this week. Man, excuse us. We all
over here tripping.
So we come back from break, but we stopped and got on Twitter, right? People doing this, what it look like I do for a living, and posting selfies.
Well, they cutting up. They cutting up over here.
This man said, man, I see some funny stuff on here. Nigga said, what it like I do for a living? Yeah, my living on every SpongeBob episode.
Oh man, that's enough. That's enough played around.
Yeah, Twitter. It's crazy how Twitter is still free. Right. But back to the show. Wait. Ooh, okay. Back to the show. Yeah, as you guys know, not all. I said all. 3 teams in the college football playoff in the top 4, fell apart this weekend. SC got Washington up out of there.
Clemson lost.
Lost to Pitt. And
Michigan took an L to Iowa.
As I said on the last one, I said beware out there at Kennedy Stadium in Iowa.
Yeah, we both felt like that was going to be a trap game. It was set up.
Yeah, man. A lot of shake-up. Opening up the door for more teams to get back in the race. Do you think all these teams are going to fall out and we're just going to have a new 3 and then Alabama 1?
I don't think all 3 will fall out. Mm-hmm. Of course, I see Washington falling out. I mean, when we go back to the first committee rankings, they didn't put Washington in the top 4. They put a 1-loss A&M team above them.
Yeah,
so they were already on the tight leash.
And I think Clemson, they had too many close calls. They're on. If I had to pick one to stay in, it's Michigan.
Same here.
Yeah.
So I think Louisville
and Ohio State.
Those will be the 2 teams that will slide in, and Michigan will hold on at the 4th spot.
Yeah, and then you got a couple more teams out there. I don't have it right in front of me.
You have Wisconsin.
What about Oklahoma?
Oklahoma is in the conversation now. They play West Virginia for the Big 12 this weekend. Winner of that will win the Big 12. So
at this point,
that can throw them back up there.
And after watching, the games this weekend, at this point, I mean, it's just setting up to just go ahead and give Alabama the trophy, man.
That's what it's looking like.
You know, the only team that I can see that has an outside shot. Well, before I get into that, I was watching the Alabama game, and Todd Blackledge made a checklist of things that you need to have a shot at beating Alabama.
Was prayer one of them?
It should have been one of them. You need Jesus in the backfield on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, yeah, you need something. But he had a spot for the quarterback. You had O-line that can go 60 minutes. He had what was the other one? The other one was a dynamic quarterback. And the fourth one, what was the fourth one? Dang it, what was the fourth one? I think he said DBs that can play one-on-one coverage.
Okay. That's true.
He went through the checklist. I think mostly all the teams left. He didn't check none of the teams
have all of those.
Yeah, first of all, none of the teams have all those, but he didn't check none of them with the 60-minute offensive line because that defensive line. I mean, I don't know who can hang 60 minutes with that D line.
Right.
So a few of the teams have mobile quarterbacks.
Let's say you got Lamar Jackson in Louisville.
That's if I had to bet one that could make it interesting.
Then you got JT Barrett at Ohio State.
Yeah,
he's not dynamic, but he's a good quarterback.
I go back to the year Ohio State beat Alabama. They had Zeke, and we see how much of a difference he made. And then they had Cardale Jones, who I feel like was a good, physical matchup with Alabama.
And Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Mike Thomas also. But this Alabama team is a different beast, man.
They are.
Yeah, a lot of people, in that region say that this is the best Alabama team in history.
They are head and shoulders above the field. Kind of like what Lamar Jackson is to the Heisman Trophy, Alabama is to college football right now. It's looking like it's a wide margin between Alabama and the next team.
Yeah, it's shaping up that way that, Alabama's going to run away with it. And, I can't, see anybody that can match up with this team. I just can't see it. So, but it's going to be interesting to see what the committee decides, who they decide, to put in, who they decide to put out. If I had to guess right now, I would say it'll be Alabama 1, Ohio State 2, Louisville 3, and then I think Michigan will hold on and stay at 4.
I would agree, and then on the outside, I'll have Clemson probably at 5, and I would put Wisconsin up there as well.
Wisconsin is over Washington?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what the committee will probably do, because it just seemed like they already didn't want to put Washington up there.
Yeah.
So just based off of just past reasonings, I say they'll put Washington 6 and Wisconsin 6.
Okay.
And Washington 7.
Okay. Now as far as the Heisman, what we looking like?
I see Lamar Jackson go ahead and he's gonna bring that home. They started off slow this past weekend. It took them till the fourth quarter to get things rolling, but when they did.
Yeah, they got
it rolling.
Yeah, he did. I echo that, Lamar Jackson versus the field, and it's going to be Lamar Jackson. In New York, he's going to get the trophy, Yeah,
everybody can show up, take their pictures, smile and wave, enjoy the 45 to 50 minutes, just being in that stage.
And to that point, to echo, go further into my point, as far as why I feel like Louisville has the best shot to make it interesting. I mean, you look at past national championships when you had a dynamic quarterback. You look at Texas 06 when they played SC, Vince Young.
They were underdogs.
Right, underdogs. Nobody expected Texas to come in. SC was immortal. SC was, on the verge. And then Vince Young comes in and makes all the difference in the world. And, back when Mike Vick was at Virginia Tech, and they played Florida, that FSU team back then. Mike Vick was, one of the factors that could, propel a team, over, a daunting team. And I think, if you put Lamar Jackson on the field against Alabama, I mean, he's a special type of kid.
It's going to take a heroic effort.
It will. And Deshaun Watson almost did it last year. But,
the talent pool around Deshaun is a lot better, though. I mean, you got Gallman, Williams. You got some.
Ain't no slouches at Louisville.
Ain't no slouches, but we're talking some first day picks, some first round, second round talent out there.
It's true.
At Clemson.
True.
So it'll take some players stepping up and playing maybe out their shoes for Louisville to have a chance.
Yeah, but that's just to my point. I feel like if any team can make it interesting, I feel like it's Louisville because Lamar Jackson can do some things to keep you off balance. But at the same time, I just like to see him go up against that level of defense.
That would be great.
That'd be great to see, and I'm possibly gonna be rooting for that.
I wouldn't also mind seeing Ohio State just because lately
you can't never
they've been rolling.
You can't never count out an Urban Meyer team.
They've been rolling, and recently, Urban has Nick's number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't never count an Urban Meyer team, especially against Alabama. So, interesting to see.
It'll be interesting to see.
We coming down to the wire. We'll see how it shakes out.
But I say there's a lot more that has to happen. Even Penn State has a chance at winning the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, it's looking crazy. We setting up for some crazy scenarios, crazy football as the season begins to wind down. I think only 2 more weeks left.
Yeah,
regular
2 more
season
regular
wise.
season weeks.
Yeah, man, it's getting down there.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So make sure y'all stay tuned.
Right.
And coming up next, we're gonna keep the college train going and dive into some college basketball and talk about some of the upcoming freshmen and what we might expect from them and some of the top teams. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Now we're about to bounce into some college basketball, and this past week was the start of the regular season. Teams played some preseason games. Now we got some games that actually count. And we were able to see some of the top teams play. Kansas played Indiana.
Michigan State. Who did Michigan State play? They played Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona.
So we were able to see some top teams play and get, we saw Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, some of the perennial powerhouses, and we're able to see how they looked, and also was able to see some of the officiating in some of these games.
Yeah, more than we asked for.
A lot more. Referees got a little whistle happy, it looked like.
Yeah, it was horrible. Man, watching some games. I went to a game actually Friday. I went to see Mississippi State play Norfolk State. Man, it was just whistle after whistle after whistle. Yeah, and I watched bits and pieces of Kansas and Indiana. Then I pulled some stats after that game. It was more than 60 fouls were called in that
60 fouls.
You
can't get no rhythm, no flow going.
Exactly, and it makes it difficult and hard to watch as a viewer. I watched the game. I watch, basketball a little bit differently now that I'm, now that I've gotten older. I watch it differently. I'm watching for motion. I'm watching for back cuts. I'm watching
a lot more off-ball stuff.
Yeah, I watch. I don't just ball watch. Like the average. Like a lot of average viewers do. Just ball watch. I'm always watching for cut action, and even on ball stuff. I watch. To see if the defender sliding his feet properly. As he come cut the ball handle off. It's like you can't even crowd a guy breathe on a guy without getting called for a foul. I mean, I know they had meetings with officials stressing, getting rid of hand checking completely. It's just eliminating, lockdown defenders, in my opinion, from the game. Defenders can't get up in guys and,
right.
Stop guys anymore.
They're taking the contact out of the sport. Yeah,
it's becoming soft, and it's, opening up all this offensive basketball that I know a lot of viewers like, but it's just, I hate, not seeing guys be able to get up and play defense like at the park. That's that's one of the most exciting things when you get a good
clamp up.
Yeah, time to clamp. When you clamp up and you got a great scorer, and then you got a great defender, and to see those guys see those guys go at it, and it's like you can't even get close to a guy without getting called for a foul.
Definitely. It's a saying I've always heard, and that football is a collision sport, basketball is a contact sport, and they're trying to take the contact out of basketball. It seems all these fouls, the way referees are officiating. I hope as the season continues, that will change. Maybe it's just some early season rust on the officiating. Maybe
NCAA made it a point. I know it was a big issue last year. They made it a point, to get officials to call the game tighter. I hate it. I hate stopping the flow of the game. It's tough to watch. You see guys. I don't tune in to see free throws. I don't tune in to see teams getting the penalty in less than 2 minutes. I hate it.
I feel like as the season continues and you have the referees officiate conference games who are used to the style of play between the teams, that it'll change up and we'll get less foul calls. And even in the tournament, I mean, I find it difficult for the referees to constantly blow the whistle, and end up deciding the game. So I think as the season continues, hopefully we'll see less fouls.
Yeah, you gotta let the boys play. At some point, it's okay to get up in a offensive player. As long as you're not, hacking them, you're fine.
Or leaning your body weight forward onto them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I saw a defender, textbook. Cut a dribble drive off, and he got called for a block. And he barely touched him. So.
I must say, as a defender, if I beat you to the spot, I have just as much right to this position as anybody else does. So if I stop you from getting to where you want on the court, it shouldn't be no foul call. That's just basketball. Play on.
Yeah. So that was one of my takeaways from watching a couple of the games and attending a game this past weekend. So, like you said, hopefully, we get some less tightly called games.
Definitely. And now we're going to move on to something new we have called. It is the freshmen among boys. So some of the top freshmen out here in the country who we expect to live up to expectations and play great and possibly be top picks in the upcoming draft.
Okay, who you got on the docket?
Well, I saw from Michigan State, Miles Bridges.
Yeah, man. I watched him play.
I was looking at him in high school, and he looks even better now. I mean, Coach Izzo, you can tell he's been working with him. His shot is looking nice.
Yeah, his first shot was a 3, and he knocked it down. So
I seen one game he went 5 for 5 from 3-point.
Yeah, they said in the preseason games he was averaging 26 points a game in the preseason.
And then now recently, I mean, he's driving, he's spin moves, the power, the finishing ability, and we all know about his bounce. So I definitely expect Miles Bridges to be big time. And tomorrow, they actually play against Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Which leads into another group of freshmen.
Take your pick.
Among boys.
One that caught my eye, was De'Aaron Fox. He really caught my eye, man. Silky smooth,
Definitely.
Can get to the rack at will, has great vision, for a young kid. So he definitely caught very, very. Needs to put on a little weight. Might need to put on a little weight.
Yeah.
But he definitely caught my eye. He looks like a really good player in my opinion. He'll
definitely.
I think Kentucky will go as far as he takes him as being the floor general.
Definitely. I see what John Calipari was doing when he recruited De'Aaron Fox. He has some John Wall in him. Mm-hmm. Not the explosion, but he's fast and he has good passing ability and good finishing ability.
They said in his high school career he scored over 3,000 points. I said, goodness.
Exactly. And then opposite of him is my boy Malik Monk.
Yeah.
You talk about bounce, and he has a nice outside shot. But this boy is very athletic, and I kind of see with Fox and Monk, poor man's John Wall, Eric Bledsoe combination there in that backcourt. Okay. So definitely look for Kentucky to have some great season and do some things with those players.
One I saw this past weekend in person was Tyson Carter, shooting guard for Mississippi State, hit 5 threes this past weekend, the first freshman guard that ever. He set a record for most three-pointers made by a freshman. He was locked in the other night against Norfolk State from beyond the arc. He did. He had a very good game. He finished with 17 points.
Okay.
Was it 17? Yeah, 17 points, 5 threes.
Man, and as soon as he gets some weight on him, he's only going to get bigger and better.
He looks like a baby. With, once his game fills out, and once he really learns what he's doing out there, he's going to be a great one.
Definitely. And another player I want to highlight is out there on the West Coast at UCLA.
Okay.
Guard Lonzo Ball.
Okay.
And I was watching him at high school at Chino Hills, and now at UCLA, he's playing great. The other night, he had 19 points and 11 assists, and he reminds me a lot of Zach LaVine.
Was he the one that had that dunk?
That dunk on Vine on Twitter? Yes, that's him.
Oh, my goodness.
And the crazy thing with him is he's a pure point guard, though. With that athletic ability, he is a pure point guard, a passer. He wants to create. So him and De'Aaron Fox, they'll be going at it as the two best freshman point guards in the country, I believe.
Okay.
So take your pick. You can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
So definitely look out for these players. And I didn't even mention my school, my team, Duke. And you had Jason Tatum and Harry Giles. Okay. So look out for them.
Do they play tomorrow also?
They play tomorrow also against Kansas.
I haven't seen Duke play yet, but I'll be checking those games out tomorrow.
So yeah, definitely they'll be playing Kansas. Shout out to Josh Jackson for Kansas. And you got Michigan State taking on Kentucky. So we got some great matchups. All right. That's going to do it all for college basketball. Coming up next, we're going to hop into the rumor mill.
Rumor mill.
A little trade talk going on. Find out who. Coming up next.
Yeah. Okay. Back better than ever. Finna finish up last segment of the show.
What you got for me,
Coach? As was teased. Getting into some rumors, you know what I'm saying, on the rumor mill. It's the rumor report. Some Klay Thompson rumors have surfaced. What more do you got on that?
Well, I did see that with Klay Thompson, there was some talk that the Celtics are one of the teams who possibly could make a deal for Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm. And when I looked further into it, I went to the roster just to see what could possibly happen that would make sense.
Right.
And as we know with Klay Thompson, he is, in most people's eyes, the best two-way guard in the NBA. Can play lockdown defense on the perimeter. Great three-point shooter. Probably will go down as an all-time great when it comes to that. And can easily hold you to 15 points and drop 40 on you any night.
Right.
So that is that's an A1 talent. So the Celtics, I was looking at their roster and what they had to give up, and I believe Avery Bradley would be a key piece of the trade. He is can play great defense, can knock down the spot up shot, and can get up and down the floor, which fits the Warriors style of basketball. I also believe you had to throw in the rookie Jaylen Brown, somebody who you can mold to be similar to Draymond Green.
Right.
He has the athletic ability, can bring the ball up and down the floor. You have to polish his game, his finishing ability around the rim, and his playmaking skills. But he definitely has the raw talent. So I could see him fitting into Golden State's team. And then another key piece of the trade, which might end up being the most important piece if this were to happen, would be would the Warriors want Olynyk or Zeller? And I think they would probably go with Zeller just because he has more of a paint protection presence. He's long, he can block shots, and he's averaged a block per game and playing only 20 minutes per game with the Celtics. So I think he'll have increased usage with the Warriors and could end up maybe averaging 2 blocks a game in that role for that team. And also get rebounds. So that would be the possible trade. I would think that would happen with the Celtics.
Yeah, I feel like I said this before. I feel like for them to really flourish, I feel like they gotta make a move. Now I don't think it's gonna happen this year. Well, you could see some shakeup. Some minor shakeup, nothing major like that. Until like you say, next season.
Depending on if they win a championship.
Yeah, if they win a championship with this group, no one's going anywhere in my view. But I don't think they're going. I don't think they have the formula to win a championship. But that's just my opinion. I feel like they can get. They have a formula to make a run, but I don't think they have a formula to win at all this year. But that's just my opinion so far. Yeah, I feel like that move would be a good move to get some. It would definitely help. Like I said, defensively,
definitely you getting
perimeter defense and inside presence. So for what it's worth, Zeller is he's not KG by any stamp by any measures, but he's
better than what they got.
That's an upgrade from what they have. So
and also with Jaylen Brown, with Iguodala aging,
true,
you can slide him into the role the Pistons did with Stanley Johnson, and have him guard LeBron.
Yeah,
since he has the build and the size to guard LeBron, you're not going to ask much from him offensively. He just doesn't have it yet. But if there's anything he could do, he can go out there and play defense. So you could maybe even just throw him out there against LeBron. That's the idea.
Yeah, that's true. So did we have any more? Was that
that was one of the teams I seen out there. Another team, I believe, if the Warriors were to trade with Klay, would be to the Timberwolves for Zach LaVine and Gordy Jing. Just because Zach LaVine, he can hit the spot up shot, he can drive, he can run up and down the floor, so he fits into the system. And Gordy Jing will get you rebounds. If there's anything he'll do, he's gonna rebound. And he'll be able to protect the rim. So that's just some possible trades that make sense. Let us know on our Twitter handles. Yeah. Maybe some trades that you think that could happen.
Oh, yeah, most def.
And we'll definitely talk about that the next show. So,
yeah, got you.
So get at us.
The next show. Any other reflections from this weekend?
It was another great week of college football. I didn't expect those losses, man. I
knew it was coming at some point. Need parity.
I felt like it was time, but I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. My sports weekend, in a lens, was pretty disappointing. None of my teams won. I lost fantasy. I'm ready.
Man, it was rough for you.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for football season to definitely be over with. Yeah, man.
It is looking rough out there in Green Bay. I don't know what your boy got going on.
It's a combination of, like I said,
that defense looking old too.
Yeah, front seven wise, we're pretty straight. It's our secondary and our inability to go out and get playmakers. It's finally catching up with us.
As long as Gunther is playing corner for y'all. That's all I'm saying on that. Yeah. I ain't gonna go no further. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not in disagreement. I'm as a fan, and I hold my team to the highest of standards. I'm utterly disappointed, and I looking at Mike McCarthy making these nonchalant statements today about I'm a successful NFL coach, and it's never been easy. Well, my guy, it's y'all job to go win, and Ted Thompson. It was y'all job to bring in playmakers. We didn't do it.
I'm about to say you're wasting the years of
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, it's going to go down as probably the greatest.
Yeah,
so you might want to get
we only
together.
got one Super Bowl ring. I mean, we've had ample opportunities, but we've wasted it because we want to stick to this. Just stick and be hard-headed and be stubborn about the way we approach things. You got to go get playmakers. You got to draft playmakers. We got to stop being so conservative.
Yeah, but it's looking like y'all got one on the offensive end with Devontae Adams, but you're going to definitely need some help in the secondary.
Yeah, well, let's stop talking about that.
Yeah, well, I'll let you make it. I ain't going to rub it in your face, Coach.
Ain't you a 49ers fan?
Look, I just said I ain't going to rub it in your face, Coach. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, man, another great episode. Look for us coming back.
Appreciate y'all checking us out.
Most Def. Episode 8 will be coming out next week.
Like.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Share.
Yeah.
Subscribe. All that.
Yes,
Tell
man.
your mom and them.
Yes, man. I mean, quick little tidbit to the listeners that we got, faithful listeners, man. We appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
I had some people hit me up, when's it dropping? Last week I had a bit of a busy schedule, but I was able to go edit and put it out there later on in the week. But this one is gonna be out soon. It's gonna be out ASAP, right?
Definitely.
ASAP, right?
Fresh and hot.
All right. Well, for my co-host Bo, till next time, Coach and Bo SportsCast signing off.
Peace.